The sun was still waking when little Ella slipped quietly out of her grandmother's hut. The sky was soft pink, the air smelled of wet leaves, and the sound of birds echoed through the valley. She carried a small wooden bow, carved by her late father, and walked barefoot along the narrow path behind the village. At the edge of the forest stood a crooked sign, half covered in moss. "Do not cross the river," it warned. Every child in Olivelle village had grown up hearing the stories, that the river Luma was cursed, that those who crossed it never returned the same. Parents spoke in hushed voices about it, and the elders made sure no one went near. But Ella was different. Her mother had fallen sick, weak and pale, for months. Every healer had tried and failed. Then, one evening, her grandmother told her in secret that long ago, the water of River Luma could heal any sickness. But the elders had forbidden anyone to go there after a tragedy no one wanted to remember. That night, while the moonlight danced on the roof, Ella made up her mind. She would go to the river. For her mother. The forest was thick, whispering with old memories. Every step she took made her heart beat louder. Twigs snapped under her feet. Somewhere, a branch cracked. But she didn't stop. She followed the faint sound of rushing water until the trees opened to reveal it, the River Luma. It was beautiful. The water shimmered like glass, silver and gold weaving together as if the river held light within it. Tiny fireflies hovered above the surface, glowing softly, like spirits watching her. For a moment, Ella forgot to breathe. She knelt by the riverbank and dipped her bowl into the water. But as she did, she saw something, a reflection that wasn't hers. A face in the water. A woman, smiling softly. Ella froze. The woman's hair floated like silk, and her eyes glowed faintly blue. "You should not be here," the voice whispered, "not from above, but from within the river." Ella's lips trembled. I came to save my mother. She's dying." The water rippled gently. "Many have come before you. All left with more than they asked for. This river remembers every sorrow, every broken promise." Ella's eyes filled with tears. "Please. I don't want power. I just want her to live." For a long moment, the river was silent. Then the woman's reflection reached out her hand. "Pure love is rare. Take the water. But no, every gift from the river carries a memory." Ella filled her bowl, heart racing. But as she turned to leave, she heard faint whispers calling her name, Ella. Ella, they sounded like her father's voice, the one she hadn't heard since he passed away. Tears ran down her cheeks. She wanted to turn back, to look again. But she remembered her mother's fading breath and forced herself to run. When she returned to the village, the sky had turned grey with rain. She ran into her mother's hut and gently held the bowl to her lips. Her grandmother gasped, "Child, what have you done?" Ella said nothing. Her hands trembled as her mother drank the water. Minutes passed. Then her mother's breathing steadied. The color returned to her cheeks. She opened her eyes, soft and gentle, and whispered, "Ella, where did you go?" Before Ella could answer, she felt something warm trickle from her nose. She wiped it, but the warmth didn't stop. Her grandmother's voice broke in fear. "Ella, the river took its price." Ella smiled weakly. "It's okay, Grandma. She's safe now." Her mother's tears mixed with the rain as Ella slowly closed her eyes. The wooden bowl slipped from her hand, rolling across the floor, glowing faintly before fading to nothing. The next morning, when the rain stopped, the villagers found the bowl floating on the edge of the forbidden river. The water around it shimmered with golden light, and a single lily bloomed where none had grown before. From that day, they said that the river was no longer cursed. That it had been waiting for a heart pure enough to forgive its pain. And when the moon rose over the river Luma, some swore they saw a girl's reflection smiling gently in the ripples, watching over her village, whispering through the wind, "Love is never forbidden, ah."